I mean, we're going. What's up, internet friends, and welcome to the 50th podcast of the Isn't It Crazy podcast. I'm saying podcast way too many times. But before we get started, I want to give a shout out to the companies that have been supporting me for a while now. And one of those companies is PLANTITAS. Yesterday, we went to a walkthrough in Old Town in Bloomingdale's, and she had a lot of great selections. And I'm sure she's going to do it again. So I will let you guys know exactly where the location is so you guys could go check out all her plants. And if not, she does online orders and can do custom creation, succulent arrangements, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Other than that, after you guys are done listening to us, you could listen to the In the Air Tonight podcast. The host Dontrell is funny, unscripted, and very creative. They cover topics from biracial dating to anime to just him wanting to become a stripper. So it's very funny. And I suggest you guys go check him out after you guys are done listening to me and my guest here, Jazz and Campos from All Things AMARE.
Yes, sir.
Hey, babies.
Hi.
Also my girlfriend,
Yeah.
if somebody didn't know.
If you guys didn't know, yeah.
Yeah, so I got a built-in interest in you becoming successful, so I don't have to work anymore.
Yeah.
And I
That's the
get
plan.
podcast every day. I'm
That's the
totally
plan.
kidding. Yeah.
Let's see who reaches there first, you or me.
It's not a competition.
It's not a competition.
Hey, you might have more
But-
followers than me, but that's okay.
Who knows?
You do? How many followers you got on Instagram?
I have I don't know, 200 or something.
See, I just hit 100 and I was psyched about that.
Yeah.
So you're way
That's
in front
good.
of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
You seem to be doing what you like in this quarantine times.
Yeah. The worst times.
The worst times?
Quarantine time, yeah.
You didn't see it as a vacation?
Definitely not. I mean, okay. No.
Okay.
Especially in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
it was good to stay home and wake up whenever and do whatever you want, but you couldn't even do anything you wanted.
Yeah, it was
You just
all
had to be
closed.
home
Yeah, but now everything's opening up.
little by little.
Yeah.
Have to wait in lines for long as hell.
Yeah. The clubs, the strip club. I felt like we
Yeah.
waited in line a lot last night.
We did.
For people that don't know what we're talking about,
Yeah.
we Ariel slept over
My aunt's house.
your aunt's house. So she had a free day, right?
Yeah, I had a freebie today. To do whatever. Not today, yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah.
To do whatever I wanted.
So we ended up going to see Naomi's plants and stuff like that. And then we went to the club.
It's a nightclub.
It's like a bar, right? It's not a really...
Well, drink wasn't. We went to drink and we waited in line for an hour.
Yeah.
And when we were going, we asked to see how long the line was, and it was wrapped around, and he was like, "Oh, it's just an hour." And we were in there for an hour, and out there for an hour, and we still weren't even near the door. The bar is shit.
Yeah, that's the thing about clubs, and especially now, because even if you go to a popular club in Chicago, you have to wait in line.
Yeah.
But that was a regular thing. Now imagine the
But
lines.
I've never waited an hour line. Have you?
I've waited 3 hours.
For what?
For Concrete Cowboy or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
And what time would you be there at?
Well, if you get there early, you don't usually have to wait in line. But we got there really late. And we waited for a very long time.
You really wanted to get in there.
Yeah, because there's no other clubs open. So
And
that's why...
what? You had even time in there after?
We didn't get in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we just waited in line.
Us yesterday.
Yeah. But the thing about waiting in line is sometimes you feel like such a loser.
Really?
Yeah, because you see these guys going up there and getting in right away. And you're I wonder what they do to get in. Usually they pay. Because that's what happened. The one couple times that we had to skip the line was either somebody was inside and had already paid for a bottle.
Oh, yeah.
And they're oh, they're with me. We got a bottle, we got a table. Can you let them through? Or we gave the bouncer $100 to get in.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's if you have the money, I'm sure you do it all the time. It's
Yeah.
Here's $100, let me in.
That's crazy.
I don't want to wait.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the money and you give somebody $30, your boys are all right, let's get $100 together so he'll let us in.
Yeah.
You give him $30, you get into that club and you don't even want to be in that club anymore.
Yeah.
You're just fuck this. We just
Yeah.
paid so much money when we could just buy a bottle, some pizza,
Yeah.
and fucking went to like a shitty, not a shitty, but like a less popular club and
Yeah.
still had fun, you know?
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah, that's
waiting
funny.
online, you always see these guys, and especially yesterday,
Yeah.
these fuckers are rolling up in Ferraris
Ferraris,
and
yeah.
Porsches and BMWs, and you're just like, God, like, I
Yeah.
wonder what these guys are doing that I'm not. Maybe selling
Who
drugs.
knows? Probably, yeah.
No, I
A
it,
Ferrari?
listen, looking at somebody who's successful and saying they're doing illegal shit and that's why they're successful is like the biggest hater move you can do.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like, what if I become successful and I'm
Yeah.
driving a nice car and somebody's like, oh, I bet you he sells drugs.
Well, haven't you got that before?
Yeah, it was my car.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this cop pulls me over and I remember going 35 miles an hour
Mhm.
and he pulls me over and I'm like, what did I do wrong, officer?
Mhm.
And he goes, oh, like you were speeding? I'm like, no, I wasn't. I was going 35.
Mhm.
The speed limit is 35. And he goes, oh, well, you kind of drive a drug dealer's car.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? And then he's like, can we search the car? And I've never been one of those people who are like, no, I'm not even going to give you my
Yeah, like,
driver's
offensive
license.
about
Like, you're
it.
going to make it worse.
Yeah.
Instead of getting a ticket, you're going to get arrested for resisting and not showing
Yeah.
your identification. And yeah, so I'm like, you could search the whole car. And they did.
Mhm.
Every little crevice of it. And I was
Mhm.
like, did you find anything? And he's
Mhm.
like, well, we found out you don't have a license. So you're getting arrested anyways.
Dang. Did you know that?
I knew that. Yeah,
Oh,
I knew that. But they
dang.
didn't find any drugs. Shit,
Yeah.
I'd rather go to court and be like, listen, I got my license. Please drop
Mhm.
this ticket than
Yeah.
fucking going to jail for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's some dirty ass cops.
That's crazy.
There's a video online and it's like they're in LA
Mhm.
and that's when they first started wearing those body cams
Mhm.
and they arrest some guy, but he didn't really do anything wrong.
Mhm.
So I guess homeboy had like a little packet of cocaine
Mhm.
and he threw it in his car.
Oh,
And the only reason
wow.
they found they processed like they charged him with drug possession
Yeah.
and he kept saying it's not mine, it's not mine.
Mhm.
And then eventually somebody found that video that proved it wasn't him, but homeboy was already
What?
in jail for like 2
What
years.
the hell?
And then they're like, this cop just threw it in there. You could clearly see when he
See him
throws
do
it.
it, yeah.
And he's the one that finds it. And then like there's been other examples where like a cop chased after somebody
Mhm.
and then like went back to like maybe like where the person ran through like an alley
Mhm.
and like found
Yeah.
drugs.
That's so fucked up.
That's scary that they can
Yeah.
frame you
They
like
can
that.
frame you,
And
yeah.
what's your like if imagine this guy didn't have a video.
Mhm.
He's there for whatever years they gave him
And it's
because
like the cops' word over anything.
yeah, and they believe the cops every single time.
That's fucked up. They can get away with a lot of shit.
I'm sure they have.
I've known someone who got away with, like with he was drunk driving, and he crashed into, I think it was, like, a semi truck or whatever, and his wife, I don't know if they were married at the time, or his girlfriend, I don't know. She was in the passenger side,
Mhm.
and he was drunk driving, and he hit the car, and he got out the car and switched sides, and he had his girlfriend drive, I mean, she wasn't drunk,
Oh,
so she didn't get a DUI.
yeah.
Some shit like that, but he got away with it, and he got it, like it was gone, like nothing happened. And
I
his
mean,
car was fucked up
but the
really
girlfriend
bad.
took the rap for
I guess so,
hitting
yeah,
that
but she
car.
didn't get in trouble either.
Oh, it's just like an accident. Like,
Like, it was an
hey,
accident,
yeah,
yeah.
sorry, I wasn't paying attention kind
Yeah.
of thing. Instead of a DUI.
Yeah.
That's rough. Would you do
Yeah.
that? If I crashed my car and I
I would
said,
do it for
hey,
you, yeah. I
really?
would do it for
Wow.
you.
Real
'Cause I
one.
love you.
That's a real one right there.
Yeah, but, like, I'm surprised they didn't, like, die because it was bad.
Yeah, there's that risk, but just the fact that she's like, all right, call the cops and tell them that I was driving
Mhm.
instead of you.
Yeah.
I don't listen. If something happened where like I killed somebody or something like that,
Yeah.
like I accidentally was drunk, I drove, you were
Mhm.
on the passenger, I ran over
Mhm.
somebody,
Mhm.
I would never let you do that.
Mhm.
Like take that fall.
I have, like, really bad allergies. My eyes are so watery.
You're
Can you
about to
tell?
cry.
It
Yeah,
looks like
damn. I
it.
thought you were getting emotional.
Like, they're really watery.
What's it about
Yeah.
my room? I need to get a humidifier for
Yeah,
your
no, it's
eyes.
my room too. I'm
Is
like
it?
that too, yeah.
It
Like,
looks
I'm
like you're about
crying
to
right
cry.
now.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, damn,
I
who
have,
was
like,
it?
the
Was it
worst.
your mom who took that rap? Shit, you're getting really
I'm
emotional
sad
here.
right now. No. I don't know. I have, like, the worst allergies. I wake up and I'm just sneezing, like, all day, all morning.
I've never had that. What are you allergic to?
I don't know, like pollen, dust. I don't know. The normal allergies, season changing. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
I
bad.
usually just get sick when the seasons
Seasons
change.
change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I could feel it
Mhm.
when it's like summer to fall. Maybe it's just like the
Mhm.
drop in temperature that
Yeah.
just fucks up my body. Or I usually get sick around winter to spring, which is
Mhm.
stupid because it's getting warmer. So you would
Yeah.
think like I'm not gonna get sick, but
Yeah.
that's the main time,
Yeah. You do.
which
Yeah.
I hate because that was the main time for Corona
Mhm.
back when people didn't know anything.
Yeah.
So like if I felt something, I was like, fuck,
Corona.
please tell me it's not this shit.
Corona.
Corona.
Wona, is that you?
Like your daughter says it, Corona.
Yeah. Speaking of my daughter, she says we call her Guinevere.
Hmm.
Why do we call her Guinevere?
Because she says it funny. She
She
has like a
says,
little New York accent.
yeah.
So when she speaks, it sounds like she's from New York, like
Yeah.
some Italian New Yorker.
Yeah.
It's like
So random.
who taught you this? Because nobody else speaks like
No,
that.
right? It's so funny. It's so funny. Like, it's so random. Like, no one in our family has an accent. She just grew up with a fucking accent.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
she like so every time I ask her, because we were watching what was it called? Onward? The movie?
Yeah, it's Onward, yeah.
Yeah. And the older brother has a van for the people who haven't seen it.
Uh-huh.
And he named it Guinevere.
Mm-hmm.
And she said Guinevere.
Guinevere.
And I could not stop laughing.
Yeah,
And
it's so cute.
I would tell her, like, say it. And she's like, Guinevere, Guinevere,
Guinevere, yeah. So that's her nickname, Guinevere.
Guinevere. And then
Mhm.
I'll ask her, like, hey, Guinevere, are you from New York?
Yeah.
And eventually, like, I would be like, can I ask you something?
Mhm.
And she would be like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you from New York? Because you sound like you're from New York.
Mhm.
And then she started saying, you say it better than I can
Yeah,
say it.
no, so she started laughing and then she got tired of it.
Yeah.
So we're like, guess what? Or like whatever you say, like, I have a question or some shit like that. And then she's like, I'm from York.
So she
So
switches
it's
the
not
N and the
New
Y.
York, no. So she's like, that's like what, dyslexia kind of? Or it's
When
like
she's speaking, she might just be a kid, like a
yeah,
5-year-old,
a
you know?
regular kid, yeah. But it's just so funny. Like, how do you switch the first letter only? Like, Nork. Like, it's not New York.
Yeah,
It's
it's you New
Nork.
York. It's funny.
That's so random. Like, I
I
think
don't
about
think
that
it's
all the
dyslexia.
time.
Have you? Oh, she started school, right? She
Yeah.
started kindergarten. They're
Yeah.
not reading yet, right?
No, but they give out books where they starting to read, and on her tablet, it's like programs where it's you have them read it, the computer reads it for them, and then they learn how to read it a little bit. It's like
It's
basic words.
Is it tough being a parent right now
Right now,
during
yeah.
the like e-learning era?
Yeah, it's so fucking like I don't know how the teachers do it. It's so hard. Like every day, like a regular schedule from like 8:45 to 3, you have to be on there and like teaching these little kids like I know they're like used to like technology and tablets, but like these are different programs and stuff, so it's like it's so hard teaching them and they're so young and they don't sit still. Like Ariel, she likes it and she sits still, but I see these kids on her Zoom class who don't sit still.
They're just
Like
everywhere.
they're just everywhere and I'm like, damn, that sucks. Like I feel bad for the teacher.
And you have to be there, or can you like zone out or something?
Yeah, no, I can be like in the house, but I gotta like keep in like ear out or whatever to see like if the teacher needs me. Cause she'll be like, okay, we'll be back at 12:30, and like I'm sure Ariel won't remember the time.
Yeah.
So like I have to like make sure I hear it, or the teacher will be like, oh, okay, we're done for the day, and it'll be like 1:00 and school ends at 3. So it's like I
that
don't
teacher
know.
want to go to the beach.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
it's a lot of breaks, and I
You're
like
not
that's
listening.
yeah.
It's
Like,
over.
we done
Let's
for
go.
the day. It was like, I'm done.
Like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Who are you gonna tell? Our principal's not here, bitch.
Right.
Go,
Yeah.
go play with some
But
blocks.
2 days ago, I think it was Thursday, the vice principal joined the Zoom call.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
they're popping
They're
in.
doing
That's
yeah.
so weird.
That's funny, right?
Yeah, they're
Just
checking up.
popping.
They just got to see if their people are doing their job.
Yeah.
Because they are getting paid for that shit.
Mhm. Yeah.
But I think it's tougher if it's like older kids.
Really?
Yeah, because like
Mm.
you can't really like get in trouble. I know if I was like
Mhm.
in high school and
Yeah.
I knew there was a teacher I hated, I'd
Mhm.
fuck with him the whole time. Like, what are you gonna do? Send me to detention? I'm
Yeah.
just gonna go to my bathroom or something?
That's so
Like,
funny. Alexia literally said the same shit. She's like, they had a meeting was like 5 hours or whatever, and
Jeez.
her friends were like, "Oh, you gonna do it?" She's like, "No, I'm not gonna do it." And then her friends are like, "You're gonna get in trouble." And then she's like, "What? Am I gonna get detention?"
Yeah, like, where are you supposed to go?
Like,
You're
how are you
gonna
gonna get in
suspend it?
trouble?
I'm
Yeah.
already home. What are you gonna come beat my ass in my house or
Right.
something?
It's
The
it just,
principal's
like,
gonna
made no
pop in and be
sense.
like, "Bet, bitch, I'm
Yeah,
here."
with a mask, a bubble.
Yeah, just whoop your
Like,
ass.
what the fuck?
This is worse than
Yeah,
detention.
that's crazy. It's
That's
so
gotta be
crazy.
rough for parents that have to go to work.
Yeah,
Like, you're
that's what I was
there for
thinking.
her, but,
Yeah,
like,
for the time being,
are all
yeah.
the parents there? Like, do you see
No.
other parents,
No,
like,
I heard
pop
a
in?
little kid say, like, "My parents are at work, but my teacher's here." Like, they had a teacher at
Whoa.
home.
Yeah.
So, I was like, I don't know what that meant, like, there was someone in the house, but
Well, you know what they're doing too? They're doing, tutors are fucking shooting through the roof,
yeah.
like, job-wise,
Mhm.
because people are like, "Well, no, e-learning is not they're not gonna retain a lot of it."
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of distractions, and
Yeah, there is.
the teacher can't be looking at all the screens at
Yeah,
once,
they can.
where in a classroom, you're looking at all the kids at
Yeah, you
once.
can see what they're doing,
Like,
yeah.
okay, homeboy's picking his nose, that
Yeah.
one's actually doing what I told him to do, and
Yeah.
that other one's trying to figure out what the
Stupid
fuck's
shit.
going on. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
you could tell them, like, "Hey, don't do that," but if you
Mhm.
got, like, 20 screens,
Mhm.
it'd be hard to be paying attention, and
To
with
see
lag
all
and
of them,
stuff like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, and then her face would, like, zone out, and it would, like, freeze and shit,
Yeah.
and we're like, "We can't hear anything, we miss out on some things," but and it's so crazy, there's a lot of them. It's, like, maybe, like, 15 for kindergarten, and, like, there's not enough
15
room.
kids?
There's, like, not enough room on the screen to see all her friends, like, she can only see, like, 5 at a time. So I wonder how the teacher sees all of them.
Little ass screens.
Yeah.
Or they got one of those cute
Big things,
yeah,
big,
those
yeah.
75-inch TVs we were
Yeah.
staring at today at
Yeah,
Best
it's
Buy.
crazy. That sucks.
That's rough for the kids that don't have the parents in there. If I
I
was gonna do
know.
this, I wish my parents were gonna be there. Like, if
Mhm.
I'm a little kid,
Mhm.
eventually you get to an age, like, maybe Genesis age, where she's
Yeah.
in 4th grade, she knows
You
what
do
she's
it,
doing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
But
I
the
think
kids, the little ones are
yeah.
fucked.
I think they learned a little bit from when school ended. They got a little bit of it, like,
How
knowledge of
to
it,
yeah,
yeah, and then
yeah.
now they're back up and they're like, "Oh, okay, I'm kinda familiar with it." But still, it's like, that's really bad for people who are at work, like, who's supposed to
Help them.
yeah. And who's supposed to watch them? Like,
Yeah,
schools are not open,
I
daycare's not open.
if a kid gets up and leaves the computer, there's nothing you can do to bring
Yeah,
that kid back if his parents aren't
exactly.
there. Yeah, I mean, the
Yeah.
biggest thing for kids now that are missing school,
Mhm.
one, it's the learning. They're not retaining everything they're learning.
Mhm.
But another thing is the fact that some kids aren't eating because they rely on schools for the free
Oh, yeah.
lunch.
Mhm.
Like, I personally benefited from that.
Mhm.
Like, my mom filled out a thing that
A
said, like,
form.
she couldn't really afford food at the house,
Yeah.
so I would get breakfast, lunch, and a snack at the end of the
Mhm.
day.
Yeah.
Like, they made sure you kinda
Got
went
your
full
food.
to your house.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, so, like and as a kid, I would always look forward to going to
Eating.
school and eating. Like, I
Yeah.
remember I'd be so mad if I missed the bus because then you have to take the late bus and you don't get your free
Your
lunch
breakfast.
because you just get there and school starts.
Yeah.
And for some odd reason, teachers were always like, "You can't eat in my class,"
Yeah.
which is the biggest horseshit excuse for it.
Mhm.
Like, what? We
Like, why
can't
not?
like, why
Yeah.
not? Like, I'm hungry. Like, I'm not gonna be
You
listening
gonna,
to a
like,
dumbass.
starve us?
Yeah, I'm just
You're
gonna
gonna
be
starve.
thinking about, like, how hungry I am the whole thing. So
Yeah.
can I not eat
Distraction.
and listen to you?
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
some
fucked
teachers
up.
would let you eat.
Mhm.
Like, some teachers let us bring, like, McDonald's to school.
Really?
Yeah, like,
Like, in middle school?
no, like, in high school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but there's some teachers like, "You can't even drink water here."
Yeah.
It's like, fucking
Yeah. Do you remember
dude,
when
you
we
piece
couldn't
of
even chew
shit.
gum in school?
Yeah, like,
The fuck? Like, really?
yeah, gum went out the fucking they didn't care about gum the moment cell phones were invented.
Yeah.
The
Uh-huh.
moment cell phones were invented, you could
The
chew
fuck?
all the gum you want. They're like, "Dude, bro, stick the whole roll of those, like, pink ones.
Yeah, the
Stick it
bubble
all
one.
yeah, stick it all in your mouth and fucking
That's
chomp
funny.
on that, but do
Yeah.
not be on your fucking
I
phone."
think maybe it was the fact that they didn't want it underneath the desk, or maybe the noise of hearing it, right?
I don't know what it was. I think
I
it was
wanna
just
know what it was. That's
some
funny though.
campaign the government made to stop kids from chewing gum every day.
Mhm.
So they made it illegal in schools.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. They didn't make it illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just agree with it.
I was just
Yeah.
thinking about it in my head,
Peace
like, why
facto.
would they?
Yeah. What's wrong with that? There's a lot of shit you
Yeah.
could do that's more distracting than chewing gum.
Like,
I don't know, fucking writing notes,
Yeah, passing
spitballs,
notes. Sleeping.
sleeping. I did that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, were you at school? Like good at school?
I was average. Like, it
Fuck,
wasn't
I
the
sucked. I
best.
sucked at school.
Yeah.
Like, I was always told the same thing from a lot of teachers. They're like, you're smart,
hmm
but you're
You're
lazy.
lazy.
And I was like, you're observant, but you don't shut the fuck up because I don't care.
Boring.
Yeah. It's like, be better at your thing.
Yeah.
Maybe your lesson sucks. How about that?
Yeah.
I never said that to a teacher.
What was
But
the worst subject?
for me,
Yeah.
either math or English.
Yeah.
I hated English.
English. I liked English.
I should have paid attention because now I'm suffering because of it.
hmm
Because I tend to talk. So every time I wrote like I talked. And when
Oh,
I
yeah.
talk, I don't finish my sentences.
It
I
was
say
like
something.
ongoing.
Yeah, I say something and then I just move on to another thing. It's like,
Yeah.
wait, what the fuck did you were making a
Whoa,
point and
whoa.
now you just moved to something else.
Yeah.
So like it doesn't help in the podcast when I'm like talking about like the NBA and then I'm like, and then UFC is like, wait, what the?
Like when
Finish
you
your point.
typing it or
When
when you're
when I'm
talking?
typing and
Oh.
talking, it's the same thing. I'm just thinking and putting it on there. I'm not
Yeah.
thinking, does this make sense?
Yeah.
Are they gonna get the point?
Let me do that for you.
I'm just
The
fucking.
door just opened. It scared the fuck out of me.
Why? I even locked
You
it.
locked it.
I did lock it.
Stop.
Spooky.
Because
I'm telling
you closed this door or you opened this door and that opened and now it's closing again. Like, there's no window open here. Spooky season.
whatever. I'm just gonna account it for a shitty door.
Okay.
But I really do think my house is haunted.
It is haunted.
Even if it is haunted, I'm just saying, does it matter? They haven't done anything. Been here for 2.5 years. I'm not possessed by no demon.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but
You
it's
know,
just spooky.
So what? So they knock a couple things over, or they make some noises. Cool story, man.
Yeah.
Unless you're Annabelle, who fucking escaped.
She's hiding in that closet.
Yeah,
right
she's
actually, I've never looked in that closet. It probably is in there.
There's actually a crate full of beers in there.
Really?
Yeah. But you know how much I love beer, so that's why they're still there.
Yeah.
I think they got mold on them. I'm not
Ew,
sure.
really?
Yeah.
How old are they?
Since the Connor fight?
Oh, last year?
No.
This year? 2 years ago?
Yeah, like 2-3 years
What?
ago. Yeah.
Dude, that shit's REO. They drink that right now.
No, I think they're expired. I'm not sure if beer can expire, but
I don't think
pretty
so.
sure.
It'll get like nasty. Like it'll have like a nasty taste to it, but it wouldn't get expired.
You think so?
I don't know. I'm just assuming.
It's not like wine, right? Because you could keep wine forever and it just gets better with the time.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand either. It's like in a bottle.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't it get gross?
That's nasty.
I don't drink wine. I don't want to drink anymore.
Don't talk about that.
It was fun last night. But like,
it was okay.
I told you that like there was a point where like I knew if I kept going, I was gonna get fucked up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How many drinks you had yesterday? 3, 4?
2, 3. 2, 3, yeah. But what were we talking about? The school thing? And how I don't finish sentences and then the fucking door open?
The door open.
Yeah, I would say the worst subjects were either math or English. What about you?
I love those subjects, but the worst, I hated social studies. I was like the worst.
Oh, I love social
fucking
studies.
God, it was so fucking boring. You're just talking about history.
Hell yeah.
I could not. I'm like, what
history
the
is
fuck?
very interesting,
Like,
right?
honestly.
Remember I was watching History 101 on Netflix?
No.
While you did my facial?
Oh, yeah. Actually, that was interesting.
Yeah, see, it's very interesting.
Around.
Yeah. I love...
Like if it's a movie maybe or show.
But like, do you have like a favorite era of history that you can think of?
No.
Wow.
I don't think about that. What do you mean?
My favorite's like either World War II, just because like I'm not a supporter of the Nazis. Let me say that right now.
Okay.
I don't support the Nazis. I just thought what happened during that time was super interesting. Like it was like a movie.
Yeah.
Like you have some evil dictator in Hitler trying to eradicate the world with Jews, creating some of the biggest and best weapons there is in the world today. And then you have America going like, we're staying out of it. Look, you guys are in Europe, fight. And then the Japanese bombed the Pearl Harbor. And then America's like, oh, Because I thought
We're
that
doing
island in the
that.
east said something. Oh, you guys want a bomb?
Oh, we
So
doing
they
this.
created the Manhattan Project where Einstein and other, like, I don't know what they're called, but they're scientists.
Mhm.
They created the atom bomb.
Mhm.
And then they bombed the living shit out of Japan, and
Mhm.
that was the end of that war on that side. But they also went to help in Europe with Germany,
Mhm.
because Japan and Germany and Italy were all in one team against, like, the US, British, France,
Wow.
and Russia.
Mhm.
So see, like, I know a bunch of shit
You
like that
do.
because I love that time. It was
Mhm.
just like the best armies in the world at that time were going up against each other, and not
Mhm.
just like some horseshit like wars they have now, where it's
Mhm.
like cold wars or little wars here and there, like
Mhm.
all out war.
That's
Like
crazy.
we're gonna
Kill
stop.
millions of
Yeah,
people.
we're gonna kill millions of people, and we're gonna stop making these things like production, and we're gonna solely focus on making tanks, bullets, guns,
That's
and we're gonna
crazy.
ship everything to your doorstep and fuck you up.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
That's so scary.
that's so cool.
Imagine doing that
I mean,
now. How high
no,
tech shit would
now,
be.
yeah, now I think they focus more on like drones, aerial strikes, just to
Mhm.
save men. If they have to send men, they will, but
Mhm.
that's like one of the last options, which is good because not a lot of fucking people are dying.
Yeah.
Instead of that, like in past times where they would just send hundreds of thousands of men
Mhm.
into these wars, and these guys, they just knew they were never coming back.
Yeah.
But there's this quote that says, like, if the men who create the wars had to fight
Mhm.
the wars would never happen, or they'd be over really quick. Because it's guys and fucking the senators,
Mhm.
congressmen, and war generals. They're the ones that are saying we have to go fight this fight
Mhm.
for this reason. But they're not the ones fighting it.
Yeah,
They're
I just
sending
that
people
reminded
in.
me of what's that movie we watched with the young boy and his brother, Timothy Chalamet,
Oh, The King
the king,
on
yeah.
Netflix. Yeah,
He wanted his army, but what's his name, Timothy? He was like, "I'll do it. I'll
yeah. It's
fight one
King
on
George the
one."
Fifth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he went and told the main commander, like, why should we risk, like, sacrifice our men?
Mhm.
Why don't you fight
One on
one
one.
on one against me? You beat
Mhm.
me, you get all the land, you get all the riches, you get to conquer our country.
Mhm.
I beat you, this war is over.
Mhm.
I came to your doorstep. You got home field advantage.
Yeah.
And Homeboy didn't do that. He
Mhm.
said, fuck it, now I'm gonna send my guys in. But what happens is everybody's watching you do that.
Mhm.
And what I learned from that movie wasn't that King George the Fifth was the baddest king in England ever, which he was.
Mhm.
It was that, like, if you're gonna be a leader, you can't ask people to do something when you're not gonna do it yourself.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm willing to die for you guys.
Mhm.
And one guy was like, I'm not.
Mhm.
So who do you think's gonna win that battle when everybody you're about to fight with knows you're gonna die with them?
Yeah.
They're gonna fight harder for you than these guys. They're like, what a piece of shit. He didn't wanna fight.
Yeah.
And now we
They
gotta
didn't
go
want to.
we have to go die for this motherfucker?
Yeah.
Like, nah, bro.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
You
That's
know,
crazy.
yeah, some might like say like, oh, this is for our country. But a lot of them are like, this isn't our country. It's the king's country. And that
Mhm.
pussy didn't want to fight.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it's the same thing.
Mhm.
It's like these
Mhm.
generals aren't the ones that are saying, I'm going to strap on a fucking M16 and go fight.
Mhm.
I'm not the one in those tanks that could get I was going to say UDI or IDU.
DUI.
DUI. No, it's like those bombs they make, like homemade bombs that
Mhm.
destroy these tanks. And these guys aren't the ones putting their life at risk.
Mhm.
It's young guys like me that, fucking want to have a life and probably have family and stuff like
Mhm.
that end up going over there and dying.
Yeah.
So it's horseshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But
crazy.
that's why I love history. Just seeing what these guys did and like what happens to humanity when you're pushed to like all get together and have to fight one
Mhm.
fight against something that's evil like Hitler.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
See, maybe you do like social studies,
Some of
right?
it, I don't
Nah, you
know.
didn't
I
like
mean,
it
it
at
is
all.
entertaining. Well, movies are entertaining, but like not like
Movies are
listening to a
entertaining.
fucking teacher and like reading a book. That's just boring. Old ass book.
All right, so you didn't like social studies?
Nope.
You didn't like social studies or
Mm-mm.
what else?
I just didn't like social studies.
That was it?
Hmm.
Everything else you liked?
I mean, I didn't hate anything. I hated social studies.
Oh,
But
wow.
yeah.
I used to like just going to school because my friends were there and
Hmm.
staying at home sucked.
Did you ever hate a year of high school?
Freshman year.
Freshman year?
Yeah.
Why?
It, well, for me, like my family, we're first generation immigrants.
Mhm.
So what happens is that like you don't know what to expect. And
Mhm.
my sister did go through high school, but she never like taught me
Mhm.
where like an American family, the dad went to the high school, the mom went to the high school. So
Yeah.
they're like, hey, like maybe spread out your schedule this way
Yeah.
or do
Mhm.
these things or join these clubs.
Yeah.
My mom didn't know that. She
Yeah.
she came here as an immigrant. So my freshman year, I didn't have a lunch.
What
And
the
I
hell?
hated it. It was the worst thing in the world.
Mhm.
And I didn't know that you could go to your counselor and be like, "Listen, I can't do this. Like, there's too many
Classes?
classes."
Wait, how did they just let that happen?
I don't know.
Get fucked up or
I
something?
guess.
Uh-huh.
And I just never
Said
thought.
anything about it?
I just never thought you could fix it. I'm like, "Oh, fucking high
Do you
school
have like a
sucks."
study?
No,
What the
it was just
fuck?
all
You're just
classes. They
learning all
loaded the
day,
shit out of
huh?
it. Yeah, and like I was always hungry all the
Yeah.
time, just fucking
Damn,
starving.
that sucks. That's tough.
Yeah, and then sophomore year came along and then I got like a lunch and a
Mhm.
study, like you say, and it's like,
Yeah.
whoa, like what the fuck happened last year? Like,
Yeah.
why is this thing like that? And what I think happens is because when I came into this country, they
Mhm.
labeled me as ESL, which is
Mhm.
English as a second language. And every year when I started new school, it was like middle school and high school, I was always with the ESL kids,
Mhm.
like these kids that didn't know English.
Yeah.
And then they would like see that I'm like, whoa, this kid obviously knows English. He obviously is a little smarter than these
The rest
kids
of them,
because
yeah.
they're still trying to learn the language. So let's move them to regular classes. So I think
Mhm.
that's what happened freshman year because I was with the ESL kids
Mhm.
and like I just didn't know anything about high
Yeah.
school. Yeah. And nobody really told me that high school is important. I thought it was like
Yeah.
middle
Just
school,
regular, like
just go to
nothing.
school
Same.
and
Mhm.
then, like senior year comes along and I'm not graduating and I was like, wow, like maybe I should have tried a lot harder.
Harder,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know. I don't regret not graduating,
Mhm.
because where I ended up in after high school and stuff like
Mhm.
that, I'm not ashamed to say like, I make a good living. Um, I'm not in the place I want to be, but
Mhm.
this like where I work gives me the opportunity to get to the place I want to be at.
Yeah, which is good, yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool.
What year was the worst for you?
Um, let's do senior year. I hated senior year.
That's like the easiest year.
The easiest year? You
Yeah,
think
because I
so?
mean, oh, if you got all your shit together, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, the reason I hated it was just the people, not the learning. Like, I loved my classes. I was able to leave, like, early. I left early, maybe like an hour and a half early
Mhm.
every day.
Yeah.
And no, everything was fine except, like, I just hated people. I hated everybody
Super
there.
antisocial.
No, people are stupid. It's just high school drama and just
Mm.
so
Just
dumb.
fights and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I wish somebody would have told me like the people you thought you cared about in high school were not going to be there later.
yeah,
And all the shit you did because you thought that would make you cool or
yeah.
it's not going to matter.
Mhm.
At the moment you graduate that summer, like whoever was truly your friend for a while is going to be there. The rest of the people,
Doesn't even matter.
they don't matter. Like you're not going to talk to them. You're not
Yeah,
going to see them. And I hate seeing people from high school
yeah.
because it's so fucking awkward.
Damn, you hate
And it's
Ari
just
or
like,
what?
no, I mean, like,
Kidding.
those are my friends. Like,
Yeah,
we hang out like on a daily basis, but you have like school friends
yeah.
where it was like, oh, like, I really just don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Like, what
What
am I
was
going
the
to say to
reason?
you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
Like,
nothing to talk about.
yeah, I don't want to be like antisocial or anything. I'll say, like, part of me wants to be like, hey, what's up? How you been or whatever.
Yeah,
But it's like pointless conversation. You're like,
yeah,
hey, what's up? Like, I don't care. You don't care. This is
yeah,
not going to help either of us.
yeah.
Like, let's just keep walking.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
we're fucking grown.
yeah.
So so senior year was the
Was
worst.
the worst year, yeah. I had, like, no friends.
Oh, wow.
And, like, you think that you would have friends, right? I mean, I had friends sophomore, every year except senior year. Like, everybody was just so fake and phony and, like,
I
just
hate phonies.
drama. Yeah. So I was literally a loner.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
For a
I
while,
mean, I
or
had like hi and bye friends in the hallway like that, but like no like best friends or let's hang out and do all these things. No.
like after school or anything
Mm,
like that?
no.
I was the opposite. I
Yeah, you
think
had a hella friends.
yeah. I
Still do
always
kind
just
of.
talked to somebody or did something,
Mhm.
but I didn't know that. Like I always thought like, wow, these people are gonna like they're my friends, like they're always
Mhm.
gonna be there. And now it's like,
Where they at though?
yeah, like it doesn't matter. Like there's like a little group of friends that I kept, but they were my friends through life,
Yeah.
not just in school. Like I met
Mhm.
these people out of school.
Mhm.
And even when they moved away, like Heather did,
Yeah. I think that's the reason why you have like really good
friend
friends. Yeah.
because it's just out of school
Out of
kinda.
school and you're like stayed in kind of one area.
Yeah.
I moved so many fucking times.
Yeah, that's rough when you start
Mhm.
moving around. How many
Mhm.
times did you move?
So many times, but I remember I've gone to before high school 7 different middle schools.
Damn.
I was every year I moved middle school,
Why did you guys move so
elementary.
much?
My mom, she just moved everywhere.
Just different jobs or
It was, to be honest, no, it was the same job. I don't know why we moved so much.
damn,
We
that's
moved so
rough.
fucking much. It was so dumb. Like we were in Wheeling, then we were in Des Plaines, then we were in Chicago, and then back to Des Plaines, and then to Chicago. It's fucking dumb. And then like the Norwich area we
Mhm.
were, and then we moved to Des Plaines, and then I went to high school 4 years, which was I was like, wow, like I'm here for 4 years. That's crazy. Like
4
4
years.
years. But I
Oh,
remember for my whole high school year.
yeah.
I remember I think it was junior year. I was gonna go to Elk Grove, and I was like, no, I want to finish this year. And if I would have known, I fucking should have went to Elk Grove, like, because that
Yeah.
would have been my senior year, and then I don't know.
Well, you never would have met me.
I
Yeah.
would have met you. I
I
think
don't think
so.
you would have.
If I didn't.
'Cause
Oh, see,
the
yeah.
people that made you meet me were because you met them in high school, which
Mm,
was Ari and,
yeah.
what was it? There's, like, other girls or whatever. Not
Mm.
mention them. It's okay.
I don't know.
We'll mention people that've been on the podcast.
No, I think I would have just because I went sophomore year. We went to prom together, but not
Mm,
really. But
yeah.
that was sophomore year, and then senior year I would have went just to Elk Grove.
You know, there's this saying that's like, when most people meet the person they're gonna, like, be with
Mhm.
within a 50-mile radius of their house.
Mhm.
Like or shorter than that. I don't remember.
Really?
It's like you're not gonna marry somebody that was born in LA, lived their whole life in LA, and then just, the
Yeah.
odds of that happening are kind of slim, but the
Uh-huh.
odds of you finding and being with somebody that lives around you, fucking
Astronomical.
astronomically.
I like that word.
Travis Scott.
It reminds me of TikTok, but
Oh yeah,
yeah, the volume in this bus.
it's
Yeah.
astronaut. Yeah,
No,
so
wow, that's crazy. So how far are we right now?
from each other,
Mm-hmm.
5-10 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
I would say 5 miles. No, 7 miles. Exactly 7 miles.
What
Yeah.
you counted it?
No. Oh, so one time I got dropped off by the airport
Uh huh.
and I had to walk.
Uh
And
huh.
I remember I put the GPS and it said 7 miles.
Oh wow,
So I was like, fucking hell.
Jesus,
I walked 7 miles.
damn,
7 miles is like
that's a long. I think that's kind of long, no?
it is super
To
long.
walk
And
from
then
your
I
house.
was watching on Amazon. It's called the Eco Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And Bear Grylls? He's the guy in the Discovery Channel. It was Man versus Wild, and they would like throw him somewhere, and he would show you how to get out
I
and
think
find
so. Yeah. Yeah.
civilization.
If I see him, I probably notice him.
Yeah, it was home. He was like a British guy that like literally climbed a cave,
Yeah.
grabbed a bat, and like bit its head off. He's like, "You
Ew.
gotta eat the bat if you want to survive." I'm
What?
like, "Bro,
He
I'm
got
just gonna
corona.
die in the." He's the one. Yeah, he's the one that spread the corona.
That's horrible.
Yeah, so he does this eco challenge, which means that like all these teams come
Mm-hmm.
and they go through like this ecosystem. And right now they're going through like this Philippines
Mm-hmm.
island, and it's a huge island. It's almost a state,
Wow.
and they have to paddle like 10 miles,
What?
and then they have to like robo for another 15, and then my bike for 50 miles and then walk for like 30 miles. I'm
What the
like, what
heck?
the fuck,
That's
dude? I would have
ridiculous.
died in the paddle boat.
Yeah.
Like, what are you guys? And
Yeah.
it's like old guys, and they're
Paddleboat?
just like busting
Uh-uh.
their ass off.
I remember I told you this before though, but I remember when I was in Chicago Lit in high school, we went to kayak in the
Yeah.
Chicago River,
Hmm.
and there was like 3 of us in the kayak. 3 or 2 of us, I don't remember, but I was in the back and I was like rowing it, and I swear to God, the night of, my arms were throbbing like I've never worked out.
Never worked out, yeah.
Like my arms were on fire. I had to put, oh my God, it's so fucking funny. I had to put garlic bread, you know, the sticks.
Ew.
It was like one of
Just for
them.
garlic?
And then just, yeah. No, but it was like in the package.
Oh,
Like it
okay.
was
Oh, the
frozen. The frozen
ones,
ones,
okay.
yeah.
I thought you were like
like the arm
like the
length.
Mexican lady who told us to rub
Yeah, the
garlic for the swelling
Mexican
to go
lady.
down.
Your mom.
No, it wasn't my mom. No, the Mexican lady told my mom to put.
Oh, yeah.
So supposedly Mexicans think that garlic
Yeah.
lowers swelling, which may work.
It's a little
That's what I was
remedy.
thinking, but you put.
Yeah, garlic bread frozen both my arms because they were fucking hurting so bad. And it was like we were all rowing, but shit, it was fun, but and never again.
That's crazy because when you told me that story first, you said no one was doing shit but you.
Yeah, I know. But I
So
don't remember.
now you're trying to give them a little credit.
Yeah. If they remember.
They're probably thinking
was
like,
iconic,
dude,
though,
Jasmine
remember?
didn't do shit. We were the ones taking her.
They did it. I was just in the back.
The weak ass couldn't push
No,
us.
I know. I did some shit because if it hurt that bad, I was
Yeah,
doing
you must
something.
have, yeah.
But-
So that's why you don't want to go kayaking? Because I
Yeah.
brought that up. I'm like, we could go kayaking.
Yeah.
And
But maybe I think we had like a time limit, so we had to keep like going fast and keep in a row. I don't remember.
there's
But
no
if we
time limit on those.
no,
but
like
I'd
when we were
rather- I'd
field
rather-
trip,
Oh, for the field trip?
maybe I don't remember.
No, if you go now to the Chicago kayaks,
Mm-hmm.
there's no time limit.
Hmm.
Unless you go with a tour guide. They'll
Yeah.
take you to go watch the fireworks or something.
Yeah,
Which is pretty cool. We should do that.
we should.
I'm down, unless you're going to have to put garlic. You know,
Garlic.
we'll buy the garlic breads
bread.
before. So,
Keep them frozen.
yeah, so you
Yeah, that's
just
funny.
have them ready for you.
And then I'll make spaghetti and we'll eat it after.
Ew. No, I'm not eating.
Warm up to put them in the
I'm not
oven.
eating the fucking frozen sweat filled
Ew. It's so gross.
garlic
Yeah,
breads.
that's funny.
Although I love garlic bread.
Me too.
There's something about garlic bread that makes it like it goes Hawaiian bread for me, and garlic bread, cheesy bread, and regular ass bread.
You know what bread I really like? Cheesecake Factory bread. The brown bread.
Mm,
Is
that
it
was
is it
good.
cheesecake or is
yeah,
it
it's cheesecake. No, it's
Longhorn?
cheesecake. No, it's cheesecake.
Oh.
Longhorn, they give you the thing. Cheesecake gives you those little like
Yeah.
pre-cut
little
ones.
yeah, it's easy.
You could take some home. They have loaves at the
Yeah.
front. There's it's crazy how much shit you do that you don't pay attention to your surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you just stood there at cheesecake, you'd be like, they sell you the whole cheesecake.
Yeah.
They sell you the whole fucking loaf of bread. Like
Yeah.
what?
It's
Like, usually
expensive
just
as
walk.
fuck though.
Yeah, well, obviously because they're making it like right there.
Mm-hmm.
But like, so usually just walk to your table,
Yeah.
stuff your face, and then get the fuck
And
out.
leave, yeah.
Yeah, you don't pay attention to things.
Yeah, I do. I pay attention to every single detail from head to toe to everybody.
I know. I
I'm
saw you last
horrible,
night.
but
I saw
I
you
like
last night.
judge people so much, and it's just like in my head, like.
Last night
I
in the
don't know.
strip club, you were just looking.
Yeah, I was
side eyes
to
and-
everybody.
What were you looking at, to be honest?
The strippers. What are you talking about? Or one?
Like their bodies or like.
Yeah.
Because I know there was a point where you asked me at the strip club, you're like, don't you guys fantasize about what would you
Okay, yeah,
guys
yeah,
do
yeah.
to the girls? And I'm like, I don't.
Like
'cause it's
when you
like-
go to a strip club, you look at these asses and like these titties, and you see them dance and shit, and you're like, what are you thinking? Just staring at them? Like I think that
Yeah.
almost every guy fantasize about either fucking them or I don't know, something about them.
No.
Like you don't just stare at a body and be like, oh, those are some nice tits. Like
Yes,
or a nice
we're
ass.
very. Well, at least I'm very primitive when it comes to like, oh, that's a pretty big ass. That's a nice ass. Like those are nice titties or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she has a pretty face. But I'm not thinking
Mhm.
like, what would I do with that? Because
Mm.
it's pointless to me to think about something that I
It's
can't
so
have.
crazy.
And believe me, I cannot like jerk off
Uh-huh.
with my imagination. That's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna do that. Like I've tried,
Uh-huh.
and then I start thinking about other
Like a
stuff.
magazine, like people who look through a magazine.
I could. Magazines are pretty hard too because you're just staring at the same picture.
Yeah.
But like my imagination alone
Mhm.
can't do that. It has to be some type of video or
All
like
right. Say
sound.
say it's just one-on-one, and you're able to jerk off to her, and there was nobody else there, and it's just a stripper.
What do you mean?
Like if you're in maybe a room, I don't know,
A
and there's
private room?
yeah.
No, they kick you
You're
the fuck
lying.
out.
Oh
They'll
yeah,
kick
no,
you the
but
fuck
if
out.
you were able to do that,
No,
you
because she's
wouldn't.
right there. Like you
Yeah,
could fuck
exactly.
her.
But you can't. You can't
But
fuck
you
her.
can't jerk off
But
either.
like you could jerk off. Would you be
Well,
able
that'd
to?
be a weird strip club.
No, yeah, it would be weird. That'd be different.
That'd be super weird.
But I'm saying, would
Would I
you
jerk
be able
off?
to?
No,
You're lying.
I wouldn't. I would want to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
So what's the difference with the porno then? Watching porn if you can't touch it.
Well, because they're already doing it, and you're gonna come.
Right.
That's the
This is
end.
I feel like
There's
that's
an
the same
angle.
thing.
Yeah, but now you're just going into like maybes and what ifs. Like, what if you had this magical private room where you could jerk off in front of the girl?
Yeah.
Like, if they let you jerk off, I guarantee you they could do a lot more than just that.
Yeah.
So these little what ifs, like, I don't know how to answer those because they're not real. But in porn, like, you're watching porno,
Right.
you jerk off and you come. That's the end goal. You're gonna come. But fantasizing about something that you can't have is insane.
Okay, you're not fantasizing. You're just saying
Like, oh, what would it look like if I fucked her? Kind of thing.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. That's hard.
Believe me, that's a lot of thinking at a strip club, and you don't want to
You're
go to a
not
strip club to
thinking.
think.
Okay, so I don't know.
You're
Never
there
mind.
for
So
the
much
wings,
detail.
and the drinks, and the titties. Just there, like I think, especially with guys, and when it comes to titties, and you see them there, you're not. Girls think more than guys. Girls, I think, are more imaginative, and they're like, you're looking at her, but you're not like sexualizing her as an object. You're like, you're looking at her and going like, wow, she has really good thighs or nice ass.
Yeah.
You're paying more attention to every detail.
Yeah.
Where a guy's like, titties. Oh my gosh, you're doing it upside down titties. Like,
what the hell? Really?
Become fucking monkeys. We're dumb. Like, we're like, there's titties in front of us. Like, there's no more thinking to be done other than there's titties and we're here. Yeah.
You guys don't think like
we lie, baby.
That's it.
Here, have my dollar. Like,
have my dollar.
Like, imagine you saw that last night, right? Homeboy changed $100 bill, grabbed a stack of money.
Yeah.
I mean, he shows recording. Grabbed a stack of money and just threw it in the air.
Yeah.
Didn't put it on her, didn't touch her, because we become monkees and primitive monkeys.
That was pretty cool though. The way he did that. I like the money in there, like a movie.
Not that level.
Which maybe $5.
Yeah, and you were picking up the dollar.
I was picking. No, I threw it off the table because it landed on the table. But the one outside,
you like screwed it out. Yeah,
the one outside couldn't be a stripper's because.
But it was meant for a stripper.
It was, so it was their money already, and not strippers' money.
You know, the funniest thing that happened when we were at a strip club once was I was so drunk, and that was the only time we were given packets of cash when we went with my brother-in-law, and we were throwing it, and then I threw some of it, and as it was leaving my hand, I was like, "That's too much."
Like, never mind.
I tried to go down and grab it back.
You're horrible.
And then, like, I guess some like usher or some guy was looking at me. He's like, "Yo, you can't do that." It's like, you throw it, it's ours. And I was like,
the floor.
Fuck. I was like, all right, whatever. Keep your fucking $10, bitch.
That's funny. I wonder how much those guys make. Like the guy who was picking up the dollars and cleaning the poles.
I think they split the tips.
With who?
There's a certain percentage of them. If I help you, you give me 10% of whatever you made.
Oh, 5. Really?
No,
you
it's
think
not
so?
10. It's not 10.
No, I don't know.
It's like 2, but
I know
it's good
strippers.
money.
They give the place a certain amount, right? And then they keep the rest. I didn't hear anything. Like, I follow a stripper and she never says anything about like.
You should comment and be like, "Hey, what happens with the bus boys?"
I
like, ask her the question. Yeah.
Yeah, I
because
think
I've never been a stripper.
Same.
I would imagine like, hey, if I'm helping you, so you could focus on shaking your ass and getting more money, and I'm here picking up your dirty ass dollars.
Yeah.
At least.
I actually want to see her.
You know what I saw last night at the strip club? The stripper that was on the main stage got off, and the homeboy had already collected all the money.
Yeah.
And as she walked away, she took a
some
bit
money
of it
at
and threw it.
at her friend.
And I was
Yeah.
like, what a fucking teammate.
Yeah, she gave some money
Because
to her
wow,
friend.
like yeah,
Yeah.
she's like, let me help you out.
That's
Like,
so
don't
nice.
go there and just like nobody's gonna come up or something. And you're not
Yeah.
gonna
Or maybe
dodge.
she's a little cocky. She's like, yeah, I got too much. Here
Yeah,
you
fuck
go.
it, I got
Yeah.
enough. And she threw it back, and I was like, wow, that's
That's a good move
it's
there.
good
That's a good
karma right there.
friend.
You're getting brownie points
Yeah.
from Jesus. I mean, you're a stripper.
Yeah.
Probably gonna go to hell, but
Probably.
no
think so?
judgment,
No, I
no
don't know.
judgment. Because if I had titties and an ass,
I
I'd probably
mean,
become a stripper.
who knows? The shit they go through, like the
Oh,
practice
it
they
must
got
be
there.
rough.
That's crazy.
But think about it, like I don't
I
want to
don't
talk to
know.
somebody I'm not attracted to.
Mm-hmm.
They have to
Yeah.
talk to not just like regular guys that look like me,
Mm-hmm.
old guys,
But they
fat
don't really
guys,
talk.
creepy
I mean, a
guys.
little bit, a
They
little
talk
flirting.
to you. No, they talk to you.
Just like a little bit.
If they want, if you're a paying customer, you could talk to them.
Really?
They don't even have to do dick. You could be
Oh,
like, I
yeah.
will give you
Okay,
60
yeah.
bucks just to sit here and talk to me, and they'll do it.
Oh, that sucks.
Which is like, fuck, man, dude.
Yeah.
Imagine like
What do they talk about?
And it's not like it's like these guys, like if you see a guy that's alone, it's a little
Mhm.
creepy because it's like, wow, like I get that guys go there with friends or just
Yeah.
have fun,
Mhm.
stare at titties. But if you're there alone, there's something weird about you. Like this guy, like they're not the best that the community has to offer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little weird going
Yeah.
alone.
I've never
Just
gone to a
thinking
strip
about that.
alone.
Same.
Never. I'm
The only
good.
times I went to a strip club were with you.
Yeah, it's like places you can't go alone is the movies, amusement park, strip club, or dinner at a fancy place.
You think so?
Alone? It's weird.
Maybe, yeah.
You sit at like a table alone.
Yeah.
Like, what, you're gonna put your phone down, watch some
Dang.
Netflix
Yeah.
while they bring you some
I mean,
steak?
you do that upstairs.
Yeah, but like I'm at my house or I'm doing
Yeah.
something, but that's really creepy.
Yeah, it is.
Super creepy.
Yeah, that's crazy though.
Not as creepy as the movies. I think you're a serial killer. If you come alone to the movies,
I don't think not the movies.
you're
Like,
serial killer.
you're bored. I see like
you serial killer. Wait for it to come out on Amazon Prime. You serial killer. It's like, fucking go home.
They're
what
bored.
Are you
They
doing?
want to see a new movie. Nobody wants to
Alone?
join them. They don't got enough friends like
What
me.
movie would you watch alone?
Like a cartoon movie? I wouldn't watch a scary movie alone. Maybe like
No, but I'm asking like, what's one of your favorite movies to watch alone? Not
I don't really watch
see?
anything
There's
alone.
not-
I
that's
couldn't
not
even
good
watch Harry
enough.
Potter today alone.
Oh, I love Harry Potter.
You watched Harry
You're
Potter
a wizard,
yesterday?
Harry. Huh?
You watched Harry Potter? We were
Yeah,
supposed
I
to
watched
watch
the
Harry
whole
Potter.
thing.
And
Did you
I
watch the whole
knocked
thing?
out. No.
'Cause we're renting Goblet of Fire. That's my favorite one.
When tonight?
Tonight, yeah.
After we finish the
Well,
second one?
I want to
Third
go.
one?
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Okay, you finish it and I'll work on the podcast
Okay.
things, but that's why you don't fall asleep, you child.
Well, it was like 5
Just
in the
fucking
morning.
rally, all right?
We
Who
went.
cares?
This is what we did
Oh, you want to
yesterday.
go to Vegas but can't stay up for 5?
I was up early doing things, and Vegas is different.
It's
I
renting
don't know.
movies and falling asleep for me.
It's
okay?
the I
win.
sleep
I
all
win.
day
No, you
and
stop
work at
up.
night, so that's my mentality. And I don't.
So?
I sleep really late.
No, even if I woke up really early and I wanted to stay up,
but you
I'd
took
stay up.
that power nap, so that doesn't count.
40 minutes.
That works. If I
Not
took a
really.
nap,
I felt.
I'm
You
good.
ever take naps and you just wake up grumpy as fuck?
Yeah, all the time.
Just like,
That's
God.
me.
Like you're supposed to feel like I've never woken
Refreshed.
up like I'm fresh. I'm
Yeah.
not tired anymore. Let's
Uh-huh.
go do something. I'm like, fuck
No,
everybody.
I get tired even more. Like I feel weak and lazy. Like what the hell?
You feel like you don't even know what time it is.
Yeah. You
Have-
think it's morning? Go
Have
to
you
school.
seen that video where the kid fell asleep
Yeah.
and she woke him up? She's like, "Hey, it's 5. You gotta go to school."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, okay."
Oh my god, yeah, that's horrible.
And then she's walking out. And she's like, "Actually, it's
Just
10
kidding.
o'clock at night."
Go to bed. That's horrible. Oh my god, let's do that at Ariel.
That's fucking
Oh my
hilarious.
God.
She doesn't fall asleep though. The fuck? What are you gonna do it?
She does it.
She doesn't. She's like what, 5,
She's 5, yeah.
and she doesn't go to sleep
No, till we go to
till
bed.
5. She's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay up till my age, 5 a.m.
Yeah, that's my age.
Like I'm just gonna watch Roadblock.
Roblox, Linky Box.
Oh,
fucking
is that what she
YouTuber,
does?
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Horrible.
Those motherfuckers are making a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
I should make it a kid podcast.
Mm.
Just talk about Roblox all the time.
Roblox.
Roblox and slime. Make
Yeah.
more money than Ryan's bitch has.
Ryan's World.
He makes the most money out of everybody. here.
Unbelievable.
It's either him or these two guys that just test stuff, like they eat it,
Mhm.
and they're like, "Oh, that's gross." It's like that's
That's
worth
so
$26 million
and
a
these kids
year.
just play it, right?
Yeah, it's just like whatever. These
It's
kids are like,
insane.
I'm down to watch it. Fuck it.
Imagine
Silly
a
goose
world
time.
without YouTube.
Ah, that'd be rough.
I would.
That'd be
We learn a
rough.
lot of I learned you teach me
I learned a shit ton of stuff.
from YouTube.
I watched CNBC Business. I watched John Oliver's Last Week Tonight.
Mhm.
I watch any sports there
Mhm.
is, TED Talks,
Mhm.
podcast. I literally pay $15 for YouTube
Yeah,
because I use it so much. It's
you
worth
do.
it.
That's
Like if you think about
crazy.
it, a month, how much I use it, it's pennies a day. It's like 2 pennies a day.
Mhm.
That's how much I
That's
use
not
it.
bad.
I get my money's worth from
But
YouTube.
you learn a lot,
Oh,
yeah.
I love fucking YouTube.
Mhm.
Or, Spotify's turning into YouTube where they have TED Talks
Mhm.
and videos like that. But
They have videos on
yeah,
Spotify? Oh, I
yeah.
didn't know that.
For TED Talks, you could watch Elon Musk. They had like this like month of power or some shit where they were
Mhm.
just inviting some of the most powerful people on earth to
Oh,
talk
wow.
to. Elon was one. They were talking to him about SpaceX and stuff like that.
Mhm.
You got I don't know if they did one with Jeff Bezos. I know they did one with the owner, Larry something from Google.
Mhm.
And he was telling just their stories on how they became who they were.
Mhm.
Tony Robinson, Conor McGregor, all
Yeah.
those motherfuckers are
Wow.
on there. Not on the TED Talks, but same thing.
Yeah.
hmm
Wow. Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
So I love YouTube.
Yeah. You do. You
Gives you
definitely
that
do.
passionate,
You know,
that
every time
passionate
I go on YouTube,
conversation.
they have like an ad where it's like subscribe and pay this month, and I'm like,
hmm
nah, it's not for me. It's for Rudy.
Yeah, I do
Like he
that.
got it, I'm
I
sure.
got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do have it. Well, it also allows you to turn off your
Yeah,
your
and still
phone.
listen to it, which is
hmm
good.
Yeah, that's what I
But
do all the time.
mhm.
Which actually, this is gonna be the first podcast I put on Spotify
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Yes,
for sure, for
I
sure.
like the topics. I like the way we
Yeah.
talked.
Mhm. It's
Like,
good.
hopefully, this sounds good. But
Hopefully, I'm loud enough because I'm a little mouse.
yeah, I feel like putting this podcast on YouTube was kind of it's a good idea just because
Mhm.
I get to learn how to make videos and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
if I want to make an impact, you want people to be able to just put on headphones and listen to me and my
Yeah.
opinions and my voice and your opinions and
Mhm.
you putting breadsticks
Yeah.
on your arms.
My arms.
Yeah, so it's
I mean,
just
it's an
like,
idea.
so it's like that only happens if they don't have to stay in front of the screen. They
Yeah.
can do other
Just
things
listening.
because that's what I do with my podcast, like Joe Rogan, Fighting the
Mhm.
Kid. Not so much right now, the Fighting the Kid. I'm a little disappointed.
Why? What happened?
Oh, the one of the co-hosts got accused of sexual allegations,
Really?
but it was 20 years ago.
Wow.
It's just like
Co-host? Wait, who?
so the hosts are Brendan Schaub and Brian Callen.
Yeah.
And Brian Callen got accused, but it was like a 20-year.
Why?
She waited 21 years to say something.
Why? That's insane.
I don't know.
Wait. Brian, what's his name? Brian?
Callen.
Oh, the older guy?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now they have like this Patreon
Mhm.
podcast where like the problem with having him on the regular podcast is that their advertisers would be like, we don't want to get associated with somebody who's being accused of
of that,
sexual.
yeah.
So what happens is you could do it on a Patreon, which has no ads, but you have to pay for the episode.
Mm-hmm.
You got me fucked up if I'm gonna pay $5 for the episode.
Yeah, to
You know
listen
what?
to it.
Yeah, I love the podcast. I love listening to them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not paying. to
That's
listen to
crazy.
it. And they have like this guy named Jason something as a
Mhm.
replacement on the podcast, but it's just not the same thing.
Dang, that sucks.
Yeah,
How long
he's
has this
good.
been going for?
For like 3 weeks,
Oh,
almost a month
wow.
now.
Dang.
And Jason's good. Like he's like I like how he talks and the
Mhm.
things he's bringing up,
Mhm.
stuff like that. And they bring like guests too, so it's more
Yeah.
of a buddy kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's not what I started listening to, which
Yeah.
was Brian and Brendan Schaub.
Dang, that's
So I
tough.
was like, yeah. So I was like, oh fuck,
That sucks.
So I listened to Joe
Mhm.
Rogan more,
Yeah.
and I listened to other things like Criminal.
Mm-hmm. What is that?
It's just stories about crimes that have been committed.
That's scary. isn't it?
No, it's just
Scary?
like one guy was talking about how he robbed banks,
Oh,
and
okay.
then he would like rob a bank and
Mhm.
then go sit across the street and watch the cops show up.
What the fuck?
And they were just like, well, if somebody robbed a bank, they're like fucking halfway to Mexico.
Yeah.
They never suspected that the bank robber was still there.
But don't they have cameras and shit like that?
Well, back then they didn't. Back in the
Oh,
70s or
yeah.
80s, and there was this guy that got like wrongfully accused of murdering someone when he wasn't even there, and
Mhm.
they kind of like proves to them. The craziest one, the first one I listened to that got me hooked,
Mhm.
was about this nurse that would
Mhm.
fuck with old people, and she would give them adrenaline to raise their heart, and then give them some like downer to put it down, like
Yeah.
to bring them back to normal. And she would try to see how high she could get them and
What
how
the
low she could
fuck?
get them.
That's fucking
And she killed
crazy.
like 38 people.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Wouldn't they, like,
No, because back
suspect
then
that?
they didn't have autopsies. It was
Oh
like
my
the
god.
1920s, and she was a nurse, and they just
Mm.
figured these people died because of cardiac arrest,
Mhm.
or their lungs weren't. When you're using downers, heroin's actually a downer, so
Mhm.
that's where I learned that when you're using these things, you stop breathing.
Uh-huh.
So back then, if you died, they're like, "Oh, he must have had a heart attack," or
Mhm.
"Oh, he had this," till they figured out, like, "Hey, like." This lady's fucking with our patients and she's killing them. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I love this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the podcasts that I like.
Mm.
So I'll
No,
cut
there
this
was
out too.
there was a podcast that was called, I forgot what it was, but they talk about, like, murders. Like,
Mm.
murder. I know there's, like, a lot of
Yeah, there's
podcasts
millions of
now,
those.
like, it's new now. And I saw a TikTok and it was a girl, like, cleaning her house and, like, listening to it, but after she was done, she was, like, walking in her house and she was scared as fuck. Like, she was, like, because she was listening to it and she thought,
Oh,
like, something would happen to her, and
yeah,
she's just
yeah.
like, "Me as fuck." Like, I would be scared.
You can't listen
Like,
to
I'm
that.
scared, like, the fucking door.
Yeah.
Scary.
Why?
I don't know, I don't know. Like, I
It's
love
not.
Halloween, I love spooky
Yeah, you love that
season,
shit.
but, like, I don't know, I mean, a little scary, I don't know.
I don't know. It's like, you can't really do much. If they were
Yeah.
going to do something, they would have already done it,
I'd just be scared, like,
I guess.
scarred, like, I
I'd
don't
be
know.
annoyed. I'd be like, dude, start paying rent or stop knocking shit over because this is getting old.
It's over with,
That's the
yeah.
cricket what happened. There was a cricket in my room, and I
Mhm.
hunted that motherfucker down and I killed him because I
Mhm.
could hear him all night. Think I'm gonna fucking bring some sage, maybe a priest, some holy water?
Please do so.
Nah.
Yeah.
I feel like sage has just been bite. It's like a little challenge to demons.
To
They're
bring
like,
them in.
oh, you're gonna
Like, "No,
burn?
just put
Oh, you're gonna
garlic bread
burn a
outside."
plant? Oh, papa, I'm gonna
You're
fucking
gonna burn
murder
a
you
plant.
now. I'm gonna get inside of you, make you rip your dick off,
Oh my
and
fucking god. You're a good dick.
what?
You're a good dick. From
I don't know.
Zoomies.
Oh yeah, the guy. Yeah, well, they
Yeah.
don't know that.
They
You
don't
just say to
know. Oh,
have a
okay,
good
okay.
dick.
No, I meant,
My
okay, so
sister's supposed to do it.
we were at Zoomies really quick, and you were getting the shoes, and there was a couple girls who kept coming in and out, and we are just talking about how they were good customers, and he's
Mhm.
like, "Yeah, there's some bad dicks, like, who, right? Some
Yeah,
bad."
he's like, oh, at least they're not dicks.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's like, you're a good dick.
Yeah, because he just went in and out.
Yeah. I was
You're a
like,
good dick.
oh, I know about good dick. I
What?
know a thing or two about good dick. I mean, giving it, not taking it, right?
Right.
Ah.
Okay. A little confused
No,
there.
I'm coming out. It's podcast 50.
Oh my
It's going to be a
god.
little rainbow. And
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I
me
would accept
yes
you, but I'd be a
playing,
little disappointed in myself.
heartbroken. Yeah,
I couldn't
you're the one
please
that
you
made me
enough.
gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, if I ever found you with a gun, you're like, I'm a lesbian now, I'd be like,
You'd feel
I don't
depressed.
know. I'd actually kind of like it better.
What? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
because then that means like
Oh
this
yeah.
guy was better than me. It's like,
Yeah.
of course she went with
Yeah.
the girl. She knows what she's doing. She's got the
Yeah.
same tools down there. She knows the codes. She knows the
Yeah.
spots.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
but that would be, I wouldn't be as sad. And I
No?
would actually tell people.
Yeah.
Because if you tell people like, yeah, my girl left me for another guy,
Yeah.
it's like, damn, that guy must have been way better than you because she chose him regardless.
Yeah.
But if it was a girl, I'd be like, yeah, she left me for a girl. She's a lesbian.
Yeah, she turned gay.
Yeah, like love's love.
Yeah, I guess that's better.
Yeah, see? So
More accepting.
yeah, like
You're
I'll
not
accept
that
you.
sad.
But we are
No.
running out of time and my camera is dying as per usual.
Yeah.
When there's a fucking I gotta figure it out.
Unfortunately.
I'll figure it out. But as for
It's-
the 50 podcast, I feel like I've came a very long way. I got a
Yeah.
very long way to go.
Mhm.
Thank you for always supporting me.
Of
Thank you
course.
for
My
always
horse.
being willing to do the podcast. And unlike other people,
Yeah.
you're not gonna make me try to delete this thing, Kevin.
Your co-host?
Yeah, cocksucker. He's
No,
demoted. Now he's just a guest.
he's just someone
You
who
might be
sits
my
here.
new co-host.
What? You
I
know what?
like.
I will help you with your grammar
Ooh,
issues,
yes. I feel like
I'll
I
do
more
that.
I more collective thoughts are said when you're around. So
Yeah.
thank you for always being there. And it's gonna
Hmm.
be a very long road.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna get any easier. I think
Mhm.
if anything, I'll find new challenges to try to make the podcast better.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna need you there to support me and to
And I
help me
will.
out. So
I
thank
will
you for
help
always
you. Of
being there. And thank
course.
you guys for watching. And if you haven't yet, like and subscribe.
Yes, sir.
And thank you for coming in today.
Of course. I would.
Now let's
Any day.
go clean this up. Let's go get some liquid fusion. Let's
Yes.
go try out my new controller, a couple
No.
games. Yeah, hell yeah, we're
No, let's go watch
playing.
Harry Potter. And
Nah, nah,
bye,
nah, nah.
guys.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.